With this workflow, you can have your very own panel of custom chosen customer avatars who are pre trained to think and act just like the people most likely to buy from you, watch your content, or be your online superfans, and have them give you their feedback on how to make your website, homepage, sales pages, or more stand out so you can look like a rock star. And our feedback agent at the end gives you a comprehensive summary and the action items to take in order to move forward on their suggestions. As always, you can download this n8n workflow for free from my free school community where we give away over 30 different business focused workflows ranging from social media posting bots, executive assistants, lead and email scrapers, and more, with new free workflows coming out every week, along with tutorial videos, how-to guides, and a community of automation-focused business owners all looking to collaborate and grow their businesses with AI-powered automations. You can also join our advanced community for weekly tech support calls, marketing and business growth discussions, as well as getting to pick my brain on n8n, AI automations, or business in general. All right, let's see how this workflow actually did. So we're going to come over to our spreadsheet. Spreadsheet will be available with the workflow in the free school community. Now, you have to have your customer avatars already created, and you do that by using our customer avatar generator. That's step 2 of the marketing plan generator system. You'll also find a link to that in the free school community. I'll have a video in the description below, but you need to make sure in your create your customer avatars and in your describe your business tabs that you have your customer avatars generated. And then once you run this workflow, you'll see their thoughts appear in here. So let's go ahead and take a look. They were examining my website, bradfordcarlton.com. We have our customer avatar number 1, Jordan Michaels. He's a marketing director. What he liked community focus. The website emphasizes joining a community, particularly appealing to him as a marketing director looking to network. I like that. Free resources. We offer the free AI automations. So in my free school community, that's what my website promotes. Good. Expertise highlights. It talks about my background and he likes it. It says impressive. Cool. What he doesn't like, the homepage is overwhelming with too much text. Interesting. It lacks a clear, engaging message that directly speaks to him and his pain points. That is true. I don't really have any customer focus on it. Cluttered design, number of links and call to actions feel crowded. I didn't think though, but okay, sure. Maybe I need to relook at that. What I'd like to see different, simplified content, highlight the key benefits of joining the community and using their resources in bullet point format. Okay, I like that as a suggestion. Streamline navigation. The website should consider a cleaner layout that guides the user through the content logically. Okay, I'll have to really spend some time, I guess, on my own website here. Okay, that's number 1. How about number 2? We have Priya Kapoor, 44, runs a direct-consumer skincare brand. All right, time is limited. Likes the messaging around AI-driven automation. Community engagement, likes that. Expertise, likes that. Cool. Initial clutter and confusing layout, has too many links and content segments. Ooh, that's 2 people saying that. Expected clearer insights to what they could purchase. I don't really have anything talking about purchases. I think I just point them to the school community. See quantifiable benefits, what she'd like to see different. What do we got down here? An FAQ section addressing questions and concerns. Oh, that's a great suggestion. Real customer testimonials. I do have customer testimonials. So that's kind of weird that the AI didn't see those. Oh, because they're all images. It wasn't able to see my images. That makes sense too. All right, and then what else we got? Number 3, Derek n8n. Oh, please forgive me for getting that one wrong. Compelling case studies. Again, my case studies were all in images. They're not in text, so that would make sense that AI didn't see it. Simplified navigation, focused messaging. That's what he'd like to see different. Conclusion, as a bootstrap founder, while the premise of AI automation is compelling, the current website lacks the punch. Okay, so I have all 5 customer avatars, and at the very end, over here in the workflow, at the end we have one more agent who does a kind of comprehensive analysis. So our comprehensive analysis says, kind of overall, everybody liked the community appeal. They are looking for peer support. They like the credibility of, okay, cool. They like, me. They like the free resources as the hook. And they overall don't like my design of my website. They think I'm lacking the social proof, but I think that's actually taken care of. That's okay. And an unclear value proposition. I will grant you that I'm not mapping anything to their specific pain points. So yeah, I'm not talking to marketing directors or anything like that. I'm probably just kind of, I think I'm talking about myself and how I'm, my mission rather than specific customer avatars. So that's cool. So I should simplify my design. Here's it's actionable recommendations, the things it's telling me I should fix. So simplify the design and navigation, amplify my credibility through social proof, tailor messaging to pain points. Yeah. Yeah, create drop-down menus or filters letting users select their niche. That's an interesting idea. I might be able to do that. That would take a little bit of time trying to figure out how, but I can probably do that. Use benefit-driven headlines. Okay, reclaim 10 plus hours weekly from admin chaos. Okay, eliminate billable hour leakage with AI-powered legal workflows. Those are all cool too. Enhance urgency and transparency. That's kind of the sales side of it, right? Add a comparison table showing time versus cost saving. So if you join my premium community, even though that's not the price, average member saves 5,000 years in efficiency. That's I don't know if it quite. I don't think I really talk about the premium community on the website, so it's understandable. It doesn't really get it. Revamp CTA with scarcity. Join 1,200 marketers. I don't have 1,200 people in my community. As of May 17th, when I'm recording this, I'm just under 100. So I don't know why it said 1,200. It doesn't say it on the website, so I didn't have any context. And optimize for visual learners. Embed demo videos. Ooh, that's a great idea. I can do that. And add workflow diagrams. Visualize how AI integrates into common tasks. And then expected outcomes. It thinks I can get more conversions if I update those call to actions and social proof. Have stronger trust metrics. So industry-specific case studies and testimonials, and reduce bounce rates if I make these suggestions. Okay. And so that's with my current website. And that's after having used this a couple times on my website. Before it was not so kind the first few times I ran this. So just letting you know that if you haven't really ever had anybody look at your website, it gives you a lot of really good suggestions that I do recommend implementing, because that's probably the nicest I've heard they've review my website so far. All right, and so how does this workflow actually work? So over here, we're going to start with our Google Trigger node. If you've seen my past 3 videos, step 1, 2, 3 of the marketing plan generator, you don't actually have to have a Google Sheets trigger. You can use a click trigger and then just have a Google Sheets node afterwards. I don't actually set these to active. I just run it when I need to. So it doesn't really matter what the trigger is. But you'll want to set up your credentials in all the Google Sheets nodes. You want to set up your credentials in openai and in DeepSeek. If you don't know how to do any of that, I will have links in the description below on how to set up each and every single one of those. All right, so for our Google Sheets trigger, we just have it set to check every minute, and it doesn't really matter because, again, it's not turned on. We are pulling from the marketing plan generator sheet. I think the one that I give you is called something different. Just make sure that matches up. And then the sheet we're pulling from is our website sales copy focus group. And you'll see that when I pulled it, all it pulled was my website. It didn't have any other information, and that's supposed to be the way it is. So you can have multiple websites in there. If you're doing this for your clients, you can have their websites in there. Just make sure that their customer avatars match up in the other sheet that we're going to be pulling from, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But what we do is we run it through an if node to double check that this is not set to complete over here. So we have a column, it's called complete. Once the workflow has run, it'll mark it as done. And so if you go in and you add another website over here and you try to run it again, it will not pull the first one. That's just my way of making it so that you can keep all that information in there and not have to worry about deleting it out to run the workflow again. All right, so it's just an if node. It's checking that it's not set to complete. It's not, so it moves forward. It's true. And then we're going to pull from another Google Sheets node. Again, the marketing plan generator spreadsheet. You're going to use the describe your business sheet, and that one is over here. And that's just all of your kind of basic information of your company. There we go. So we input the stuff in the dark green. Everything else you do not input. Those are automatically generated by the other parts of the marketing plan generator system. So the benefits is step 1. The customer avatars are step 2. All right, if you don't have those, join the free school community. You'll be able to get those workflows as well to be able to create the benefit statements for your products and services and then your customer avatars. And you need to have those in order to be able to run this one. Okay, so what we're doing is we're pulling all the information from our describe your business. We're matching it up. This one, I only have it set to only have one company. I don't have another if, but you could probably improve this by having another if or sorting it through and possibly matching it up against the website that you're pulling. Either way, I only have it set to one for it's my company. So we only have one item coming through. I'm going to be scraping the website using a service called Gina.ai. So we're going to set into their endpoint here. It's not an endpoint, but into their URL of https://r.jina.ai/ and then it'll automatically put in our website domain here for us. It's going to pull all of the website from, or all the information from our website. That's kind of weird. It says it was pulling filler info. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's embedded somewhere that I didn't turn off. I will have to check that. Anyway, all of the website copy gets scraped off of your website, and then all of it gets fed to our 5 customer avatars individually, one at a time. It's going to get sent to customer avatar number 1, and each of these is exactly the same. All right, it's all the same system prompt, and what we're doing is we're just feeding it the data from our website, feeding it through this system prompt here, and then each of them is customized to have the specific customer avatar. And so you'll see over here on the right that it fills in our customer avatar information here in the green. But otherwise, all 5 of these nodes has the same exact system prompt. So it's a member of an elite advertising customer focus group. It represents a single person, and its job is to review the content of the website data to analyze. Interesting, it's an S. It's normally a Z. Analyze, see, there's a Z. Whether the website or web page effectively persuades you to consider or purchase the company's products or services, provides structured customer focused feedback based on your avatar's perspective. All right, how does it respond? Step 1, it needs to identify the avatar, assume the persona of a character who fits the target demographic, and include the relevant details. So that's why at the top it included these details up here. So, age, gender, company, pain points. That's so that when you're reviewing this, if you're going to maybe export it to a PDF, that was all there as well. That way, whoever's reading can go, oh, Jordan Michaels, a 38-year-old male marketing director, reviewed this and gave me this feedback. All right. And then step 2, give honest customer-centric feedback. What you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see different. And then here's the customer avatar it plays. We just import that as an expression. Here's some important rules. Do not rewrite or attempt to improve the website copy. That's not its job. It's just supposed to give it its impressions. Do not act as the marketing expert. Respond only as the customer avatar. Do keep your response natural, as if you are speaking in a focus group. And do consider different emotional and psychological triggers that influence purchasing decisions. All right. And it's all based on who they are. Now, I will note that in my other videos, my other parts of the marketing plan generator, when we're developing the customer avatars, when we were developing our benefit statements, when we were making the marketing plan, we were actually using a DeepSeek reasoning node. But here we are not. We're using OpenAI. And I was using 4.0 mini, but I'll probably set this to 4.1 mini before I'll just do that now before we ship this out. And the reason for that is because the reasoning models are not as good at taking on a persona. So, I mean, you could probably use Claude if you want, but I really like OpenAI's model's ability to take on the persona of a character. It can really act like them and think like them and produce copy that would sound just like what they would put out. And so that's why I'm using OpenAI here instead of a reasoning node. We're using just a plain old LLM, and it'll come up with really good suggestions. So then what we're doing is each of the customer avatars will then output its response back to our spreadsheet. So here we go. We're just putting it right back into the website sales copy focus group tab. Here it is. It's going to put it into each of these columns matched up to the website. All right. And so it's just matching to the website right there. It's coming back from originally from the Google Sheets. And then we just input it, customer avatar number 1, and here's customer avatar number 2, and so on and so forth. All right, then we merge all of those together, aggregate it into a single item, just though we only have one item passing through, and then we run it through one more node. This time I am using a reasoning node, if I recall. Yep, there it is. And what we're doing is we're feeding all of the customer avatars feedback into one agent whose job it is, and here it is, all 5 comes in. His job is to take a look and to act just as that top line. I'm reviewing the information. Let me compile it together and give you the highlights of what you need to know. And so that's our feedback specialist. So here are his instructions: extract and interpret sentiment and focus group responses with precision, identify key themes, recurring concerns, positive reactions, pinpoint weaknesses in the website copy and explain their impact on audience perception, highlight strengths and suggest strategies to amplify their effectiveness, provide concise, actionable recommendations. All right, what not to do: don't provide generic or vague feedback, never make assumptions, never simplify or simply restate the ad copy. It should be website copy. That's interesting. Website copy. Website copy without analysis, never ignore nuances in tone, emotional response, or subtext. It's supposed to take a look at what these avatars had to say and really kind of let you know how they felt. All right, and so it gives us some suggestions, and then here's our output. So, and it gives the analysis, the weaknesses with strengths, and recommendations for improvement. All right, and then all of that gets fed right back into the spreadsheet one last time. So it matches up against our website, and then it puts it into our feedback specialist thoughts, and then marks the whole thing done. So as you can see, this website analyzer workflow allows you to quickly conduct a focus group on your website without needing to spend days or weeks finding the people to show up and then having to pay them for their time. And this is just step 4 of the marketing plan generator system that will write your product benefit statements. It'll develop those comprehensive customer avatars for your business, create your entire marketing plan, and analyze your ad copy, as well as much more than that. And it's all available for free in my free school community. The link is in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, because it really does help get this information out there to those businesses who could use this right now. And as always, if you click the link in the description below to go to the school community, you can download this workflow right now and start using it today. I'm Bradford Carlton. Let's automate your success together.